For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a review on a model that's got a slight change for the 2017 seasons. This here is the Robens Kiowa. So the Kiowa is a model that carries on over with a few cosmetic changes to it, which for me make quite a bit of a difference from last year's model. A little bit about a tent. So it's a poly cotton tent, so it's a blend of polyester and cotton. 65-35, and the joys of polycotton, it's actually breathable, so it means in hot weather the weave opens up and actually the air can pass through it, and the joys means it's a lot cooler on the inside. I mean, the flip side of that, when it's actually sort of colder weather, what you do find is the weave keeps it nice tight and keeps the warmth inside, so you get all the benefits of a normal sort of cotton canvas without, say, the weight or the problem with drying it. So that for me is a really great thing. A little bit, it's basically a 4.5 metre sort of teepee tent with this nice big sort of front canopy part. The joys of this actually just offers a little bit something different to everything else in the Robens range, just because you've got an area which you can physically store your sort of shoes or anything like that without having to worry about trekking them inside the tent. Nothing really like that tends to be on offer from the other sort of outback range from Robens. So you've got one pole that goes straight up to the centre, and then another pole at the front to give you a nice bowed canopy. The ground sheet in the front area actually is just toggle in, toggle out, and it's what we call like a bathtub ground sheet, so it actually rises up to stop the wind coming and drafting underneath, so it's sort of nearly as good as sort of sewn in ground sheet. In the main sort of living area, you've actually got a zip in, zip out ground sheet, so the joys of this is, if you wanted to, you could actually go sort of full on outback camping, unzip it all, and just sort of, again, have rugs, grass, whatever you please in there as well. Due to the nature of this sort of style of camping, you actually do have the ability to use like a proper wood burner stove. So you've got a stove you can put in there, and you've got a flue in the sort of the roof of the chimney, in sort of the witch's cackle. And yet again, you can pop it out there and not have to worry about anything going inside. A new modification for the 2017 season is the joys of actually a zip that runs from the front door here all the way down, out and out to the middle pole. So the purpose of this means is when you're using a stove as such, you can actually unvelcro this part here, pull this all the way back, and that means when you've got any embers or any sort of hot wood or anything like that, it's just going onto the grass rather than burning a hole into the ground sheet. So that really is a major change for this tent for this year coming. And I say very easy to zip in and out as you please. You've still got a mains hookup point. So you've got a mains hookup point down here as well. So if you want to get your mains electric, you can more than happily do so. And you've still got the ability of sort of cabling points leading up to a hanging point. So you've on the main pole you've actually got this little hook part here which you can hook into. You can always check out our video of this tent last year to get a bit more of a better idea about the insides of it. But a few more things to mention, certainly about the outside at least, is the ability of 2 window panels either side, so you can get plenty of light inside the tent. And yet again, nothing in the Robens range actually has windows like this, so it's unique just to Kiowa. And you've still got a nice ventilation panel here that goes through. Not only have you got windows, but you've also got the mesh panel as well, so you can zip that back, and then you've got a mesh panel as well, which actually then leads into the main tent, so you can have this sort of completely open if you wanted to. So this certainly offers maybe not the biggest in terms of space, so in the range the Mohawk sits above this in terms of space and bigger, but in terms of features and different bits and bobs, that's where the Kiowa sort of comes into its own. Another sort of 2 things to change as well is they actually adapted the way the guy rope system works. So you've got this almost like canopy thing to put your peg through, and then a proper slider so you can actually adjust it a bit easier. And the joys, yet again, you can see here, it's a bit more bulkier. So if you're using it with gloves, it most likely will be cold. You've still got the ability to do so. So a really nice little touch. We'll talk very briefly about certain things on the inside, so let's have a little look. So now we're inside the tent, you can get a bit more of a better feel for how much space you've actually got inside of it. So For example, like I said, headroom certainly in the centre, plenty of room. You've got the ability to hang sort of bits and bobs in there, and like I said, you can actually, if you wanted to, buy an inner tent to go in here. Also, there's an option of a carpet. Yet again, probably quite a nice little feature if you wanted to add something a bit more homely to it. Certainly with a sewn in ground sheet, the carpet would be beneficial. On the two outside windows you couldn't really see, but there's also curtains, so it means you can get your privacy when you want to, so hopefully you won't wake up, you know, sort of as soon as the sun gets up, hopefully you'll sort of have a nice rest as well. You've got storage pockets on the inside of here as well, yet again another little feature that's unique to this particular model in the Robens range, as well as the ability, like I said, on the outside of the front canopy parts. If you sort of like a warmer day, you want a good circulation of air, you've got a mesh door that sort of separates the sort of slight canopy extra into the main body of the tent. So that can unroll. You can zip it up completely, or alternatively if you wanted to, open the mesh panel to have your circulation of air. So it treats it as a door or obviously a ventilation panel. So nice and versatile. And you've still got your mole means point, like I pointed out, on the outside of the tent. So a really nice model, like I said. And the joys of it again with the main pole is it packs down quite nice and small due to sort of the Russian doll style of sort of folding into itself, if you will. Positive model, and certainly one I think that would be a really good seller, certainly for the 2017 season. It was very well responded certainly last year, and it just offers that something a little bit different but still in the traditional Outback style. So good model, plenty of talking points, and that is basically the Robens Kiowa tent.